Oh, you're holding it.
Higher. There you go.
And you can look at, what is your first name
My name is Jamie,
and where do you live?
Kansas City area.
And do you have a personal story about heart disease?
Yes, I do. Actually, 1 in 3 women do die from heart disease, and 80% of that is preventable. I do have a personal story because it's impacted my family. I've had women, as well as my sister, who had a heart attack when she was 41.
And what did you think? I mean,
Well, as a
41 years
nurse,
old is
yes,
very young.
very young. And as a nurse, I was like, what signs? They're totally different symptoms because usually heart disease or a heart attack, you would think of a man's disease. And so the women's symptoms are totally different. And a lot of women will just dismiss those symptoms. And, some may just go home and rest. Oh, I'm just tired. And they may never wake up. So we need to get the education out there and the awareness that it's also a woman's disease as well.
So how is your sister?
My sister's doing great. It took a while for her to tell her story. It took several years actually, and only her inner circle, if you will, she allowed to know that she had had a heart attack. She was embarrassed at times, and then finally her cardiologist hugged her and said, you need to let it go. It's genetics. And so she was able just to start being okay with that and move on in her journey and just educate other women.
So how has it changed your life, knowing that it is genetic, it's family, it's...
Educating more women. Myself, I've been, doing like 5K walks and watching what I'm eating with her and, just trying to watch what we're eating and what we're doing and definitely educating women out there about heart disease.
Even though you're a nurse, you know everything that you've learned and you know what to do, but when it really hits home and it's personal, were you scared?
Oh, I was really terrified for her because this is something I couldn't fix. I couldn't fix knowing that, did we miss the symptoms during the month of December? We had originally thought she had asthma, was allergic to her tree, and that wasn't the case at all. She had shortness of breath, and so once she had the stents placed in her heart, it opened up that airway, and she felt better immediately. But it was still very scary. In fact, my brother didn't realize what was happening, and I said, you need to come to the hospital. She is going to go have a heart catheterization, so you need to get up here.
And did you already eat healthy and exercise because of your profession, or did it really change after?
It changed a lot more because it hit home, and then I realized visiting with family, there was a lot more heart disease in our family than we realized. Younger, I had a cousin that was in their 30s that had died. My aunt, in her late 50s, I believe. So, we have heart disease on both sides of our family. Mm-hmm.
So being a nurse and having experienced this personally, you talk about educating women. How can you personally share your truth and your experience and help other women?
Just let them know that, the symptoms, you have to be aware and not just dismiss the symptoms. And go to your well woman exam and start some education or conversation discussion with your physician to say, hey, these are some of my concerns. Let's talk about that. Educating women. In fact, we even take my my niece with me, and we want to start educating the next generation. So my sister and I will take my sister or my niece who's 13, and we've taken her to events as well because we want to educate the next generation of women.
Do you find, as a nurse, are you sharing and educating more on a nurse-patient level or just on your
more
friends
personal,
and your
yeah,
personal people?
Right. More on the personal level because it hit home.
Okay.
I'm Jamie, and I go red for all women.
Good job.
I want to uncover the truth about heart disease because we want to save the future generations of women. My family is why, especially my sister.